areas and utilize public areas in replacement for parking and things like that. In our case, the minute you talk about removing traffic on Highway 1, that's the only public parking that this town has, which means the alternative is the burden on private property. It's a multifaceted issue. It's not just the parking. Let me give you an example. The things that poor Keith is struggling with. Take Mesa Grill. They got 6 parking places in the front and 2 handicap. They have 17 around the back side. If the streetscape goes through, they lose the 6 parking places, and they have to replace the 2 handicap places on the side of the building and leave them with about 12 parking places. Now, what happens to their use permit? I've been told by the building department that nothing's going to change, everybody will be fine, until some point in the future where the owner wants to do something else with the property, and then the use permit will apply. I say this to you because as I've gone through it, and many of the other property owners have gone through it, it seems like we're only getting like half the answer. Yeah, we're going to use grants, but what we're not being told initially is that the grant's going to pay for the installation, but not the maintenance in some cases. So that means that the property owners will be burdened with the ongoing maintenance. That needs to come out. The funding part of this needs to come out. The bike lanes. Please look at the Mendocino County bikeway, the bikeway requirements that were passed in 2006. It calls for Class 3 shared bikeways in Guala. Now, I understand that the best grants mean the bike lanes, but I think the property owners need to be consulted about that. They might be willing to do some more. And I don't want to drag this out. I say I'm losing time. Funding is the key. It's really easy for members of the community that don't own the properties that are going to be affected to vote for what they want. It's really very easy for people to say, well, this person's got this property, why can't we make it this use? But the reality is that in this case, in my opinion, you start with the property owners and you sit down with them and find out what they're willing to do. Members of the community that say, well, we got open space here and open space there, make presumptions on other people's properties, which may or may not be acceptable. I think you've got a good plan. I think RN needs more time. I think that we can accomplish it. I think it can be done. More needs to be done by consulting with the owners themselves. And the funding question, which is now invalidated by a state appeals court, has got to be decided. If you got $10 in your pocket, you build a $10 house. If you got $100, you build a $100 house. We need to find out what we're going to be doing with the funding. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Sayat. Please.
Again, my name is Mendocino from the Wall Hotel, and with concerns with the parking space and all that, the district is we're in development, yes, and we are also in business. So we are willing to work with the community. If we don't start talking to district, start talking to members, and we're in business. We are in business to make money, and if the numbers are right, we're willing to work with the community to make it happen, and we won't do our development in the park district. But another concern of mine is, I got to bring a Dallas spot right next to me. This parking space plan that there is, they're eliminating all our parking in front, which also eliminates parking for the pizza parlor right next to me. It's not just going to be hurting him. He's a good contributor to my business because we have a little thing where he doesn't have hard out, he doesn't have any booze. I got booze. Pizza and beer go hand in hand. So if he gets pizza, people get pizza parlor there, they come to my place, have drinks. It's a good win-win situation. Now the streetscape plan, I'm losing all my parking in front. It's going to be about 8 parking spots in line, about 3 of the house. That's a plan out of business. So you're not going to hurt him, you're going to hurt me at the hotel. And here, it's going to have to be a give-give situation. In the streetscape plan, it seems to me that it's a give and we see nothing situation. I made the comment before that I'm losing 7 parking spots. Okay, they're all parked like this on the road. We can move manually, or you can parallel parking. We have some kind of, because I'm willing to give my parking spots in front, but at least give them parallel parking for Al that is pizza parlor right next to me. I got my whole parking space in the back, I can use and all that. And the other main concern is, if we do go forward with the public parking thing on my property and they don't take my property for a district on that, my main concern is if I do my development, there has to be some kind of guarantees that when I go for my parking escape plans, then I can say, sorry, you don't have it there, you can't build. my main concern with, we're willing to work with them. It's just our main concern that I gotta express to this board is that, we are a development company. We do this to make money, times are hard right now, but this area is where we make the money. You don't have to stand up where I live in the Bay Area. It's nothing like this, So this is where we're making our money. So, but I do understand things in town. They do need parking. I do have the center of town as my property. If you come and like Mr. Bauer said, take a look at our town and take a look at our properties there. I am the center part of the property. So to really make the streetscape plan work, you're going to need my property. We're willing to work with them. Before we weren't, times change and you can work. So I just wanted to keep that in mind and don't forget about that little piece of right next to me.
Thank you.
I actually don't think wants to be last, and I can fill out a card that would like to speak.
Please.
My name is Mary Skidner, and I've lived in Morrow since 1989. I worked on the Wallow Town Plan, and one of the concerns that people have is to get the parking off of Highway 1 because it really isn't safe. There's a lot of areas where when